The judge in the hush money case has required Trump be in New York and not in Washington today. Making the most of his location, Trump made a campaign stop in the Big Apple earlier this morning. Once again, he slammed the gag order against him, and he called it a violation of his rights.
They've taken my constitutional right away with a gag order. That's all it is. It's election interference. This whole thing is election interference.
We have team coverage for you. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey is live at the Supreme Court for that high-stakes hearing today on immunity. But we start with NewsNation's Caitlin Pecker in New York City ahead of the hush money trial. Caitlin, good morning to you. Who are we going to be hearing from today?
Well, Marni, we're going to be hearing from the people's first witness, David Pecker. He'll be back on the stand today. But I just wanted to note that just now, when you were playing that clip, I believe the former president has arrived down here to court in Lower Manhattan for day 3 of this hush money trial. You heard in that clip, though, he was talking about the gag order. Something else we're expecting to hear from today is a possible ruling from the judge as to whether or not he violated that gag order. If it is found by the judge that he did violate it, he could be facing really hefty fines. And earlier in that clip, our NewsNation's Libby Dean asked if he was going to pay those fines, and he said he just didn't know. So that is definitely something we're going to be watching today. But right now, as testimony resumes, it will be David Pecker back on the stand. He's the former CEO of American Media and the publisher of the National Enquirer. Now, on Tuesday, David Pecker testified that he had agreed to this catch and kill scheme that we've heard a lot about with Donald Trump and Michael Cohen, which essentially meant he would publish flattering stories about the former president, purchase and kill any negative ones, and publish disparaging headlines about any of his political opponents at the time. Now, when court adjourned a few days ago, the jury was just learning kind of what catch and kill looks like in real practice. Pecker described buying the rights to former Playboy model Karen McDougal's story that she had alleged a months-long affair with Donald Trump. And when asked by the district attorney what he did when he learned about those allegations, David Pecker told the jury, quote, "I called Michael Cohen. He's, of course, the ex-president's former fixer, and we expect he's going to be the star witness for the prosecution's case." Now, the DA didn't yet get on Tuesday to the Stormy Daniels of it all and that $130,000 payment at the center of this case. I expect that line of questioning specifically to begin later today. Trump's defense team will, of course, then get their chance to cross-examine Pecker. And based on what we saw Tuesday in that contempt hearing, I expect fireworks in the courtroom when the defense team gets up during oral arguments over whether or not Donald Trump had violated that gag order. Judge Marchand really bumped heads with the defense team, telling defense attorney Todd Blanche, quote, "You're losing all credibility with the court." Now, as I said, we are still waiting on a ruling from that. Donald Trump is facing 10 counts of violating that gag order, 8 on Truth Social, 2 in campaign materials. So that ruling could be coming down today, but we don't know for sure. It could be fines. It could be jail time. Meanwhile, court is expected to start in a little less than 30 minutes with David Pecker back on the stand.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.